There's a lot of love and there's a lot of goodwill around Bob, and you feel it.
How was this for you? Because you know that Bob Marley, for me and for a lot of people, still is a big thing, you know?
It means a lot to many people all around the world. Yeah, I guess when the family, they asked me or we agreed to do it, I had to turn the volume down on that, and how much Bob means. I mean, it wasn't helpful. It was trying to understand who he was as a human being and getting to know him for the first time. In many ways I didn't know much about him at all. His legendary status and the impact that he had on so many people wasn't something that I focused on massively.
You're a superstar.
I am a superstar.
You have portrayed so many important characters in history, mostly politicians, like Obama, you did Obama, you did Malcolm X, and now we have Bob Marley. How's your mindset to create a character like this, basing of the importance for the world to see the message that you try to show?
It's work. It's about getting into the work straight away. I think, there's a certain amount of calmness you have to have at the beginning, because with Bob there's a lot of new things. It was the language, the music, the history, the culture, his journey from childhood all the way through, the family. There were so many people who I needed to talk to, but also who wanted to talk to me. So it was really about structuring the time in a way that felt like it was possible. But I quite like, not all the time, but I don't mind if there's a period of time where there's an intense period of work. I don't mind it. I like it. I really like it. But to get your mind into getting ready to enter Bob's mind is I think you have to be a bit ready in yourself a little bit. So there was some work I had to do on myself.
These songs of freedom is all I ever have. Redemption songs.
When you write that?
All my life.
What about the relationship with Rita? Because I think she's like his muse. How do you see it, that relationship he has with his wife? Is the woman in his life?
Yeah, well, Lashana and I spent many, many months before we started filming getting to know each other. So we were very lucky in that way. I met Lashana, 6 weeks after I got the job, I met her, and I knew that they wanted her. And so I was telling her, look, they want you, you just have to agree to do it, and she's a star. And so we spent months and months and months talking about Bob and Rita and their life and their history and how we could best find a way to communicate a feeling of unconditional love without saying anything. What does it mean to know someone for that many years and to share that much life and experience at such a young age without saying it? She's a great actor, and she just brought so much for me, so I didn't have to do much. When Lashana came in, I could just relax.
Are you ready for Bob Marley and the
Don't let them fool you.
It's a hit.
Oh, no.
Reggae is the people music.
One thing important in One Love is the dressing and the hairstyle. I think this is a main character also in the movie. How did you guys work with that to portray such an important part of Jamaica folklore and traditions?
Well, Bob's costumes for me, there were lots of different stages. Bob and I are very physically very different in terms of shoulder width and in terms of height. Like length of leg and body proportions, we're so different. So I obsessed about that a lot, in ways that we were never going to be able to solve. So at some stage you just have to let it go and say, we're trying to find his essence and his spirit, just a little bit of his spirit. And so then it was about just letting go and letting everyone do their jobs. I felt with the costumes, I didn't want anything too tight. There's some really iconic images of Bob where he's wearing things. But my feeling was a lot of those are in publicity shoots and different occasions. When we meet Bob in his day-to-day life, I needed to see the pictures of what he was wearing in those times. And lots of the clothes that he wore were loose and cool, and you know, so for me with the costume department, it was about saying I need to find costumes that help me to feel relaxed.
Morning, smile with the rising sun. Three little birds, it's by my doorstep.
Sometimes
Singing,
the messenger has to become the message.
Bob, I know it's dangerous,
every little thing gonna be alright.
but you're the only one who can unite the people.
You ready, Bob?
No guns can stop this message. I want the world to change. And that time is now.